accident.
They're working on the crime scene and they don't need looky-loos like you coming up to take a picture as you saw on Facebook. Those barricades say, don't drive through here. Wait till Middleton hears this. I have better things to do than hear this.
Today we're diving into a shocking courtroom showdown. This guy saw a fatal crash on Facebook and decided to play investigator, driving straight through barricades. Right from the start, tension is built as the narrator sets the scene. Watch how arrogance meets consequence. The judge, the defendant, and the crime scene collide in a story that's as outrageous as it is real.
Entitled People versus Robert John McLean. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
He wanted to go right to a formal hearing rather than an informal hearing with the magistrate. The jurat was signed by prosecutor Camfield. So let's talk about this. The allegation is that on August 15th of 2025, Mr. McLean disobeyed a traffic control device on M66 near M60 at 3:54 in the afternoon. That's in violation of 257611 of the Motor Vehicle Code. The ticket states that the defendant disobeyed a road barricade at a fatal accident.
Here's where the legal drama really kicks in. The officer walks us through the chaotic scene, the barricade layout, and how the defendant blatantly ignored warnings. The chalkboard diagram paints a vivid picture, showing just how reckless the move was. Every question and answer adds suspense, highlighting the clash between law enforcement and a defiant citizen who thinks rules are optional.
The magistrate had several other cases, I think, at this same location and time. There was a fatal traffic accident on that day involving a young woman that worked for the county transportation service. And I think that is what this is regarding. So, Mr. McLean, you wish to have a formal hearing, so we skipped the informal hearing stage. Let me just explain. This is a civil infraction. You can't go to jail for a civil infraction, and the burden of proof is lower than it is in a criminal case where the burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. In this case, the burden of proof is beyond a preponderance. So I'll hear this and see whether they meet their burden of proof. Ms. Stoll, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this citation was issued by Deputy Hunter Zinsmaster. Mr. Zinsmaster, would you come right up into the witness box?
Sir.
And raise your right hand.
Can you please tell me about your contact with Mr. McLean?
I initiated a traffic stop on Mr. McLean after he had drove past road barricades on M66. I was called to watch traffic coming through and out of the barricades because people were driving through the barricades. We didn't have enough people to stop them due to the fatal accident being investigated. That's how I got called down there.
What time of day was it?
It's about 3:54 p.m.
Was it daylight out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said this was on M60?
The fatal crash was on 60 and 66. I was on 66 and the barricades were on 66.
Is that in Mendon Township?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happened?
I was facing northbound. I had another patrol car by me facing southbound. The patrol car that was facing southbound had a deputy in it that also works for St. Joseph County. The deputy advised there was someone driving through the barricades. I turned around, saw a tan truck driving towards me, and I initiated a traffic stop on the tan truck.
How were the barricades set up?
I believe it was one barricade in the middle of the road. I didn't get a good look at them though.
Would you mind drawing the accident and the barricades on the chalkboard, please?
Chalkboard's been here for many years. It wasn't always here, but we don't use it much anymore, but occasionally we do refer to it. So we still have it. It's sort of a historical artifact. All right, north is at the top of this diagram.
Yeah, yes, sir. And then this is not to scale by any means.
Well, you didn't know you were going to have to do some artwork this morning, but
No, sir.
even a simple drawing like this is helpful for us to understand. So in the drawing, M66 runs north and south. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And it tees into M60, which essentially runs east and west.
Yes, sir.
And that's on the east side of the village limits of Mendon.
Yep.
And so it's in the township.
Yes.
Just south of M60 is a smaller road called Simpson Road. And you've shown that on your diagram. That also runs east and west.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that true?
Yep.
And is there any other road between Simpson Road and M60 that would allow passers to pass through there?
Yes, sir. I believe it is Talon Drive, just north of Simpson.
All right, but that's a
It's
dead
a dead
end.
end, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right, thank you. So we can't, I'm not sure how well everybody can see that, but we can see it here in the courtroom. Ms. Stoll, go ahead.
So you said that Mr. McLean drove up through the barricade and stopped next to your patrol vehicle?
So I turned my lights on. It was pointing out of my window, telling him to pull over. There's also another vehicle behind him that got stopped and issued a citation as well. I ended up stopping both vehicles. They both got issued the same citation.
Could you please draw where your vehicle was and where Mr. McLean drove up?
Like where the stop happened?
Yes.
So my patrol vehicle is the square. Mr. McLean's vehicle is the triangle.
Where was the other vehicle that was pointed, the other deputy, where was his car?
So I was initially parked about right here. The other deputies were right next to me. We were talking about the crash, what happened.
Okay,
I was pointed northbound. The other deputy was pointed southbound. Due to me being the designated traffic car.
Now, the tension spikes as the defendant takes the stand. He insists he only drove between the barricades to check out the scene, claiming he wasn't interfering. His Facebook-inspired curiosity clashes with strict law enforcement logic, and that infamous line, "Wait till Middleton hears this," sets the stage for a courtroom showdown. Every word oozes arrogance, uncertainty, and anticipation.
For the day and the other traffic car investigating the crash, the other deputy advised me that Mr. McLean was driving through the barricades.
all right, Ms. Stoll.
Deputy Zinsmaster, could you also label where the barricade was? You
Yeah.
diagrammed it, but could you label it, please?
Just put a B in it for barricade, I guess.
Could you tell me about your exchange with Mr. McLean, please?
Yes, ma'am. So as I was getting out of my car, Mr. McLean stated something about seeing this crash on Facebook. I then approached him, asked him why he drove past the barricade. Mr. McLean stated he did not drive past the barricade. He drove through the barricades, indicating there were two barricades. Mr. McLean did acknowledge the barricades were there and that he did drive by them. I requested Mr. McLean's ID. He stated in quotes, "Are we really going to do this right now?" I advised him yes. That provided me with the requested information of his ID and his and his insurance, but he was unable to provide me with his registration.
Okay, and then could you please identify and point out Mr. McLean in the courtroom?
If Mr. McLean is wearing jeans and a gray t-shirt on the defendant's stand.
Okay, let the record reflect that the witness has identified Mr. McLean.
It may.
So he couldn't provide registration. And then what happened?
I made contact with the other vehicle, came back to my patrol car, issued 2 citations for disobey traffic control device, then issued the citations to both vehicles. Mr. McLean also stated, "Wait till Middleton hears this." That was the end of the contact.
Thank you.
Mr. McLean, do you have any questions you'd like to ask of the deputy?
Yes, I do. I do. Deputy Sinsmith, you stated that there was one barricade in the middle of the road, correct?
From what I remember, yes.
From what you remember, okay. And you also stated that I told you that I drove between the barricades.
Yes, you said you did not drive around the barricades, you drove through them.
Okay, all right. Now, at what point did you see me drive through the barricades?
I did not see you drive through the barricades. Another deputy sitting beside said vehicles driving through the barricades.
Is that deputy here in court today?
Negative.
Okay, so this deputy cannot be here to swear to the fact that he saw me drive through the barricades.
No, sir.
Okay, all right. At this point, Your Honor, the barricades, I do have a video of the 2 barricades. They were on either side of the road. They are unmarked. There's nothing written on them. Okay, furthermore.
Well, we're not to your testimony. yet,
Okay,
so-
okay, all right. All right, you're not to my testimony, okay. it obviously, Deputy Zinsmaster couldn't see from Zinsmaster Road to where Deputy Zinsmaster was parked. He can't even see the barricades.
Well, ask him that.
Okay, Deputy Zinsmaster, were you able to observe the barricades from where your patrol unit was parked?
If I were to look in my rearview mirrors, yes.
You were, okay. Do you have the video of that?
I'm sure it's saved on my MVS.
Okay, if we have to continue this, would you provide this to the courts?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Because the video I showed directing straight north on, well, I know I'm not supposed to, all right.
Well,
Your Honor.
we'll get to that.
Okay. And what did or do you remember what I told you was the reason that I came up through there?
Because you used to be a record company.
And,
That's all I remember. And
okay,
you saw it on Facebook and you wanted to check it out. I
don't know.
I don't know what your reasoning was for.
Okay. All right. Well, I believe that I told you that I was interested. Number one, there was no signs up that said stop, no go. Okay. And that yes, I wanted to just kind of observe from a distance of the scene, not to impede on the scene of the investigation. Okay. And at this point, Your Honor, this is all I have to ask the deputy.
All right. Deputy, you may have stepped down.
Your Honor, I have a few more questions.
All right. I'm sorry. Thank you. I apologize.
I just want to clarify, you said that you made contact with Mr. McLean past the barricades.
Yes. Well past the barricades.
Could you please describe the barricades?
Yes, they were orange and a like whitish silver color. Typically what you would see blocking the roadway. I'd say they were about maybe 6 feet long by 5 feet tall.
And where were they positioned in the road?
In the road.
In the center of the road?
Yeah.
And what did Mr. McLean say to you about him being a former wrecker?
He had stated he'd been on a former record service.
Was he called that day to the accident?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Was he in a wrecker?
No, sir. He was in his was a small tan single cab pickup.
All right. Thank you. You can step down. All right, Mr. McLean, you have a right to take the witness stand and testify if you'd like to.
Yes, Your Honor, I would. I do.
All right, have a seat. All right, Mr. McLean, go ahead and tell me what you want me to know.
Okay. Well, Your Honor, I had known previously that I'd seen on Facebook that there was an accident up there, which is supposedly, I don't know, an hour or two previous. I was interested in, kind of seeing what had happened without invading their scene. So I pulled up the two barricades, one on either side of the road, which I have a video if you'd like to see it. And nobody was posted there. In 55 plus years of driving, I've never seen an accident scene where they didn't have at least a fireman posted there. So I continued on down. Other cars did continue down that turned onto Challen Drive and turned into the old Hart House there on the corner, which they allowed. I continued up, just crossed the bridge. And after the bridge is when I pulled off to the side of the road. As soon as I cleared the bridge, I was, and I got a video of that too, probably 300 plus feet from the casualty. And Deputy Zinsmaster and the other deputy were sitting there in the middle of the road. That's where they actually had the road barricaded. And I just pulled over. That's where I was planning on stopping. After I had stopped, Deputy Zinsmaster drives up to me, pulls over, gets out of his vehicle, and he asked me, "Did you drive around the barricades?" And I said, "No, I did not." I said, "There was an opening between them." So I drove between them and I came up here to take a look and see what was going on. And that's when he asked me for my driver's license, insurance and whatnot, and wrote me the ticket. I came back and said that I had disobeyed a traffic control device. I never got near the scene. I never, where they had blocked off, I had stopped previous to that. So I just went ahead and I took a picture of the truck, I wanted to see, being in the business and stuff. And even if I wasn't, I was just a interested citizen. So I wasn't violating. The prosecutors just offered me a plea of impeding traffic, which I wasn't impeding traffic either. I pulled off the side of the road. So I don't believe that.
Impeding traffic offers no points, which was the benefit of it.
I understand that, Your Honor. I understand that, but I also have a video that I took in the city of Three Rivers where they have barricades in the road that say, local traffic only, road closed, local traffic only. I've also have encountered over my years, I've seen barricades in the middle of I-90 that said, water over road, proceed at your own risk. So the barricade that's unmarked and without any type of emergency vehicles or somebody there, that would be not some farmer, but somebody that was involved with emergency services to say, hey, your road's closed, you can't go through, or what's your reasoning?
The courtroom drama turns technical, dissecting what counts as a traffic control device. Statutes are read, videos referenced, and the judge methodically questions the defendant's reasoning. The suspense comes from watching logic, law, and common sense collide with the defendant's personal interpretation. You can feel the tension as the decision teeters on clarity versus defiance.
I don't feel that is a proper sign. Just a barricade in the road is not saying you can't come through here. Obviously, they allow other people through there to go to the other roads. So I don't feel in this case that a ticket of any court is even warranted, but also the fact of saying, hey, we're giving you 2 points because you came up and wanted to look at something and with no intentions of ever going through their scene.
Well, what would be the point of even putting them there?
Like I said, they put those things in the roads for lots of reasons.
But all right, let's talk about this case. Why put barricades there? Because they didn't want you to come up on that scene where this young woman was killed. They're busy. They're working on the crime scene, and they don't need looky-loos like you coming up to take a picture and see what's going on because you saw it on Facebook. You don't have a very compelling defense. Why would they just have them there? It's like, and I don't have a picture. You have a picture of them.
Right.
Can I see it?
So as I can bring it up here, Your Honor.
Now, the statute itself, well, nobody's referring to that. 611.
Your Honor, before I dig that picture out, they updated my phone and they changed all where pictures are. This is where I stopped before the scene. That was as far as I planned on going.
All right, Ms. Stoll, you want to see these?
Yes.
Come up and take a look. All right, so I'm familiar with this intersection, and I guess you probably are too. You grew up here. All right, show us what you want to show me next.
Okay, I gotta find it now.
Stick around, Abigail. We'll take a look at the picture of the barricades here.
Yeah.
This is an informal hearing, and I guess we're being pretty informal. It's a formal, informal hearing.
Well, here, I'll show you. This is the one I took as an example in Three Rivers.
Just show me these.
Okay, I have to find the video because like I said, they changed a bunch of stuff.
All right, while you're looking at that, what you're charged with violating is the section 257611 of the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code. The driver of a vehicle or operator of a streetcar, I think we can eliminate that. I'll tell you how old the statute is. A driver of a vehicle shall not disobey the instructions of a traffic control device placed in accordance with this chapter, unless at the time they were otherwise directed by a police officer. The driver of a vehicle shall not, for the purpose of avoiding obedience to a traffic control device placed in accordance with this chapter, drive through or upon private property, which is not a street or highway. So then the question becomes, what is a traffic control device? And that was hard to find. That's in an administrative section. And That is found in Michigan Administrative Code Rule 408.42213, Section 2213. 8 says a traffic control device means all signs, signals, markings, and devices placed or erected for the purpose of regulating, warning, or guiding vehicular traffic and providing employee protection in a work zone. So they allege that this is a traffic control device.
Okay, this is the video. Should start playing.
Thank you. Anything else you'd like me to know?
Like I said, in all the years that I have been driving, I have come upon many scenes where state police, sheriff's department, whatever, were on the scene where they actually had a roadblock set up. And they've always had emergency services. Now, I talked to one of the firemen after I received the citation, and they had come back out to where the barricades were, because they said that they were told by somebody official
Your
that
Honor,
once them boards were put up.
Just a minute.
we object, that's hearsay.
Yes, what the fireman told you is hearsay.
I understand. Okay. But the fire department was told to
All
leave the
right.
scene.
All right,
Okay. They were told to leave the scene, Your Honor.
all right. Okay, those barricades say, don't drive through here. I'm embarrassed. Wait till Middleton hears this. I have better things to do than hear this. Those say, everybody, including you, Robert McLean, don't drive through here. They are a traffic control device and you disobeyed them. And I find that you're responsible for this. Is a line drive, easy decision. You can't do it. They put them there to keep people like you from coming up on the accident scene. Now, maybe they should have had the officers parked up farther. Then they wouldn't have been able to assist at the scene. This young woman, Miss Jones, was killed in that traffic accident, and it was terrible. And you're coming because you want to see what's going on. I find that you're responsible for this violation, and I'm not sure what the fine is. Do you guys know what the fine is for this?
No.
No, Your Honor.
Did you post a bond?
No, sir.
I think the fine is 35, 45, and 40, 85, and $120. That's 2 and 30 days. You can appeal this, but I think that whoever sees this on appeal is going to have the same reaction I did. Bear in mind, Mr. McLean, this is a civil infraction, not a crime.
Right.
It does carry 2 points. You could have saved that,
Well,
$20.
Yeah, Your Honor. Here's the situation. Okay, and I know that you made your ruling here, but the thing is that 2 points can affect my commercial driver's license.
I know, you should have taken the impeding traffic.
Well, I didn't feel that I mean.
Well, I felt differently.
I understand that, Your Honor, and I respect that.
All right.
I'm just, the points now is my son just got a CDL and I was hoping to be able to get a job with him, teaching.
I don't think this will prohibit you from getting a CDL, but when you were a record driver, you didn't like looky-loos coming up there, interfering, wanting to see what's going on when they're trying to tow the car out of there. You're not a record driver anymore, and you're a private truck. So you got a $120 fine, you got 30 days to pay it, and you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, I had cut that short, and traditionally in a more formal hearing, you would have had a closing argument and that sort of thing. But once I saw those barriers, and the viewers couldn't see them, but it's clear. It would have been nice if the plaintiff had had a picture.
Here's the climax. Judge Middleton delivers a crisp, no-nonsense verdict. The defendant is held responsible, points are assigned, and the civil infraction is explained. The courtroom drama resolves, but not without a lasting lesson in accountability. And that's it, guys. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.